And joining me now on the show is Tony Lyons. Tony, welcome back to Compass.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for joining me. It'd be great to get a few comments on this incident that's happened on Friday.
Yeah, it was kind of a crazy story, and it's shocking that this can happen, in the sense that the Secret Service got a document that was really well detailed that described that this kind of thing could happen, that there were threats that had been made. But also, even more than that, there hasn't been a presidential candidate in this kind of situation who's ever been denied government protection. So, and then even more than that, you have to look at the background to this situation, that the DNC has been going after Bobby Kennedy in so many different ways. And, people like Deborah Wasserman Schultz have been vilifying Bobby Kennedy, telling lies about Kennedy, trying to make people hate him, trying to, make him appear an absolutely different kind of person than he actually is. And when you do that to somebody, you are encouraging people to hate him. So to deny him protection and then encourage people to hate him and then show no remorse when something like this happens is really unconscionable. And I want to think that this kind of thing, is accidental, and in some sense, clearly it is. But they have to know that when you take these kinds of actions, these kinds of things can happen, and they have put Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in grave danger, and they need to rectify that right away. That's my position.
It's frightening to what we saw. And of course, everyone knows the history no better than the Kennedys of what happened, no better than everyone should be watching on and realizing that this is a highly sensitive situation. CNN, of course, have come out and said, well, nobody really got Secret Service protection until November of the year before the election. So that kind of means we're 2 months out in the situation. But you'd have to think that with all the money that the United States wants to send over to Ukraine to defend another country, and of course, all the money that they spend on letting people cross the border, you would think that one of its presidential candidates in this sensitive situation, when you have this particular fellow, Adrian Aspiro, just walking in and saying that he's part of the security team and he's carrying a concealed weapon, that's got to be more than enough for any left-wing government that is out to protect everyone in the world to come out and say, okay, we need to get some Secret Service protection pronto before anything else. Is it possible, Tony, that it's now becoming obvious that the Democratic Party is so scared of RFK Jr. that they will absolutely try and put him in danger? And this seems to be, as long as we can keep this man protected, that it seems to be what's going to happen to Trump is what's going to happen to RFK Jr. He's just going to become more popular when it's seen that the establishment is against him in such a horrible way.
So let's go back to that CNN statement. I mean, I don't have the details right in front of me, but from what I have been told, that is absolutely untrue, that there are many, many candidates in the past who have received protection when they were in a similar situation and similar timing, and that nobody has been denied protection when they requested it. So I believe that the information that CNN put out is misinformation.
That's a really important statement, because with all of society today, you must keep everyone safe and they're feeling safe. But when someone actually has someone want to take their life, sorry, that's not big enough a deal for us. What does that say, though, about the Democrat Party as a whole and its policies?
The DNC has shown that they don't care about democracy, that they've been rigging the primary process in every conceivable way. And I believe that there's a RICO case that needs to be brought, that this is corruption. This is the worst possible kind of corruption in a democracy, because it's disenfranchising millions of people who have the right to hear what candidates really believe and to make a decision for themselves about who they want to be their candidate. And the DNC is preventing that. So, this is a byproduct of that they're going after Kennedy in so many different ways. But they did the same kind of thing to Bernie Sanders. It was the same people in the DNC doing it. It was Deborah Wasserman Schultz, and she needs to be held accountable for this.
Tony Lyons, it's been a pleasure to be able to speak to you again on Compass.